Deliver my heart from this fearful, lonely place. Send me a great love from somewhere, or else I shall die. Truly, I shall die.
Dare you not say her name? Nobody's saying her name. Or is it bad luck?
Eustacia. Eustacia Voy. I'm not afraid to say her name.
See here, Charlie. You do chores for her grandfather. Maybe she's got you under her spell, too.
Evil things have happened since she come 2 years ago. Garden crops withered. Cows with a bloat.
Look! See there! She's conjured up a wee ghost to feed her fire.
It's no wee ghost. That's my son, Johnny. She put a spell on him for sure, just like all the other young men round here.
That's you, Charlie.
You ought to get yourself married, Christian. Single sleepers are the ones who see ghosts.
Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. That's the bed that I lie on.
Diggory van. You gave us a start, Riddleman.
That's all. My van's on the road below. I'm looking for the direction of Bloom's End, or the Quiet Woman Inn.
Well, it's been nearly 2 years since I've been through here. I can't recall.
The North Road will take you to both places. But the inn won't be serving tonight. Damon Wildey, the owner, got married today. We'll be taking the road ourselves shortly to serenade the newly married.
I'll survive.
Well, I thank you for the directions. Good night to you all.
The Riddleman's coming here as a sign. Last night, I had a dream of a death's head.
No.
2 years ago, Diggory Van was as white-skinned as any of us and a farmer. Till he took up the selling of Reddle to sheepmen.
Popping up like that right out of the fire. It was a sign, I say.
Hello? Everything all right in there?
Hello there. It's Captain Vi, isn't it?
Aye. Reddleman. Isn't that Thomasin Newbright? The maiden from Bloom's End who was to be married today. I take by your look the bridegroom's not aboard.
Well, the simple truth is, there was some mistake in the marriage license, which can easily be corrected.
Or maybe you're a kidnapper and you've stolen her for your own.
What makes you so full of romantic notions, eh? Oh, I forgot. Your granddaughter, Eustacia Vi, came to live with you. She's from Budmouth, isn't she?
The young ones today. Night, Riddleman.
Good night, Captain.
Diggory?
Hmm?
Was it just my good fortune you happened along to give me a ride?
I'm the poor one to ask about good fortune.
You have every right to take pleasure in my misfortune. Go ahead.
I could never take pleasure in a day that was bad for you. Thomas. Walk on.
Eustacia? I learned something on the road home that'll shock you.
Not likely in this dull place.
Thomasine Newbright from Bloom's End. Her marriage today never came off. Something about a mix-up with the licence, if you believe that. Aye, that's Damon Wildey for you. Then I hear he's free and easy with every female without gaps in her smile. Not a one of them can find a flaw in him.
Life is so drab on this awful heath. A man of roguish reputation is like a fresh breeze.
I expect a letter any day saying we're not blood relations. Enough of that fire now.
I don't want the fire anyway. I'm supposed to be home.
Keep the fire up a while longer, and I'll give you the crooked sixpence I promised.
Did you now?
This is hardly the place for you, Reddleman. Rejected suitors don't belong outside the bridal chamber on the wedding night. Thomasin, what are you doing here with him?
Please, Aunt. Thank you, Diggory. It was very kind of you to bring me back.
What has happened?
There's been no wedding.
No wedding?
It's been the worst day of my life.
Oh, my dear. How could you do this?
It's not how it seems. I can't explain.
No. It's from Mr. Wildeve's lips I'll want the answers. You come with me.
Tamsin, I am so sorry you ran from the church in such anger this morning. I really was not to blame.
I think you were very much to blame, Mr. Wildeve.
No. It was a stupid mistake. I got the marriage license in Budmouth. It wasn't valid in Anglebury. And, well, that's the whole of it.
Indeed it is not. It is a great injury to my family and to me, and one I cannot easily forgive.
For someone who so strongly objected to the marriage because you thought me unworthy, you seem uncommonly put out that it didn't take place.
Damon, please don't make things
There is no
worse.
need to adopt that tone with me, Mr. Wildeve. While Thomasin lives under my roof, she is under my protection. And she will always have my love.
Tamsy mine. I really do have every intention of completing the marriage.
Oh, no.
Down his nobles all by one, by two, by three.
Oh, dear. My son Clem were home. He would not be so careless with his cousin's feelings. And Thomasin, we're going home. He can tell them you've retired. We'll talk more of this later.
And we will away to the London town like friars both together. Oh no, my liege, my king, such things can never be.
We've come to serenade your wedding, now that all the bonfires have died down.
By the moon and by the stars so high, and by
All but one, I see.
There's your cricket sixpence. Now hurry home now. You did well with the fire.
I've come. You give me no peace.
How clever you are, Damon. To invent something about the license to put off the marriage, and the truth is you love me best.
You're wrong. If it wasn't for the wrong town on the license, I'd be a married man tonight. You'd have nothing but a 10-year-old boy to tend your fire.
Is this the face you'd cast aside for the sake of Thomas and Yeobright?
It was to save my sanity.
You might go to sleep with Thomason on the next pillow. But which face will you see in your dreams?
Then I'll ask you again, will you leave this dog hole of an England and come with me?
You know, I find the idea of Paris very exciting.
You will then?
But I have this great fear now that the excitement might not last.
I once gave you sleepless nights, admit it. What happened?
Ask me again, when the hurt of today is healed.
There are times I wish you'd never come to Egdon Heath.
There's never a time that I wish I had. Just my cross, my misery, and it shall be my death.
What is it you really want, Eustacia?
To be loved. To madness.
Riddles.
You may tempt me, but I won't give myself to you anymore.
You've said as much before.
I need time to think.
How long? Maybe you are a witch. You can keep me in pain until morning. Kiss me good night.
Here. Suffer only until you get home.
Where have you been? Tending the fire for Miss Eustacia. As if I didn't know. She has you under a spell. Not so. See here. A crooked sixpence. A charm to ward off the devil is what she give ye.
Eustacia, best come in. Anything you wish before you go to bed?
To die in my sleep and not face another day on this graveyard of a heath.
I know. I'll not ask who you were talking to. Only I hope it has nothing to do with the sadness of Thomas and Yeobright tonight.
Do you think I'm a witch, Grandfather?
If you are, there isn't a prettier one. make sure that's stacked neatly now.
Come on, Charlie. The old friend Clem Yeobright's coming home for the holidays, I hear.
5 years. His old friends will seem as common as muck in his eyes now, I expect.
I wouldn't wonder. Manager to a diamond merchant. Tis a blazing great business he belongs to in Paris.
Aye, Paris. The devil wasn't born there, but that's where he grew up.
I'll be performing with the Mummers for Mr. Clem at the Yeobrights, Christmas.
We've not been invited.
That's a shame.
How'd you fall into the business of diamonds anyway, I wonder?
You don't fall in, you climb up. Clem Yeobright was always a perusing man, books upon books. He's wonderfully clever. I should like all that's under that young man's hair.
Too much schooling these days.
Yellow Sam, come to think of it, Clem Yeobright and Eustacia would make a pretty pigeon pair now, wouldn't they?
Couldn't be a better couple if they were made on purpose, I'd say.
They look very natty, arm in crook together and their best clothes on, if he's the well-favoured fellow he used to be.
Fancy Paris clothes?
They say eating top French as fast as a maiden could eat blackberries.
Yeah, it's too bad he's coming home when there's bad trouble about his cousin Thomasin.
Aye, poor Thomasin. Her heart has ached enough about it.
Promise you won't tell Clem when he comes home tomorrow.
Your face will tell him. I won't say a word.
I'll be cheerful for his sake.
I wish you'd set your heart on someone more worthy than Mr. Wildeve.
You don't see him as I do. I make allowances for his weaknesses for the sake of his virtues.
Virtues? Oh, such virtues. He leaves you to sit here like this week after week, with one lame excuse after another. First the magistrate is gone, then the vicar is out.
Please, Aunt.
You don't go out, you don't hear the talk. They are saying that Eustacia Vi is the cause of it all. That he still sees her. That she's put a curse on him.
Damon means to marry me, I know it.
It was hard enough thinking of you as his bride, without having you behave like his widow.
Me old friend Clem Yeobright is coming home for the holidays, I hear. You know, Sam, come to think of it, Clem Yeobright and Eustacia would make a pretty pigeon pair now, wouldn't they?
Good day, Mr. Van. May I pass, please?
It's you I came for a look at.
Oh. And what might a Reddle man think he could find in me?
In simple terms, Miss Vi, I came to beg that you release your hold over Damon Wildeve so he may go through with his plan to marry Thomasin.
How dare you speak to me like this?
Oh, I mean no disrespect. It's not your fault you have such power over men. It's a beauty and a manner you were born with.
I hear you once loved Thomasin yourself. Now you act as if you want another man to have her.
If she cannot be happy without Mr. Wildeve, then I do my duty in helping her to get him. Do you agree to give him up?
I agree to nothing. Make way, please.
Miss Vi, you've heard Clem Yeobright's returning home for a visit. If he learns of the shame his cousin Thomasin is going through, he's also sure to learn who is at least partly the cause of it.
Riddleman? I have no doubt that Mrs. Yeobright is urging Damon Wildheap to go on with this marriage with Thomason.
If you say so.
That Mrs. Yeobright should tell him there's someone else who also wants to marry Thomason. You.
Mrs. Yeobright has never considered me good enough.
She doesn't have to use your name.
This devilish red that you find so offending will gradually disappear, you know. The boy went back to farming.
Perhaps it's not a good idea.
I'll speak to her. And I'll thank you.
I don't find you offensive. Just unusual.
Well?
I can't give you an answer yet. I need more time.
There isn't time. I've given you 3 weeks. Mrs. Yeobright came to tell me that somebody else has asked to marry Thomason.
Really? And am I supposed to accept Thomason Yeobright's cast-offs?
You know that that's not so. You'll come with me to Bristol. We'll marry and turn our backs on England. The Yeobrights can be damned.
A week. Give me a week.
Clym Yeobright is due home tomorrow. Thomason and her aunt will be occupied with him. This will be our chance.
I hear Clym Yeobright is a young man whose star is on the rise. Well-favoured, well-read. Manager of a diamond business in Paris. Grand life in the most glorious city on earth.
And what is that to do with us?
I've heard it said that Clym Yeobright and I would make a pretty pigeon pair. Those very words.
Idle talk from ignorant people, Eustacia. I can't live in torment like this. Either tell me yes, or set me free.
Oh, no. You must not kiss me until I've made up my mind.
Here I am, at last, just in time for Christmas.
And we picked the holly, and Thomason has brought down the choicest apples from storage just for you.
The Ripstones? Your favourites?
Oh, we must sound very rustic to this gentleman from Paris.
A fine winter's day. Crisp apples waiting, holly boughs heavy with berries. So, that's where you got those scratches. Thomason, you've blossomed beyond my expectations. How does my mother keep suitors from overrunning Bloom's End?
It's not been easy.
Stop!
What is it?
I've pictured this for so long. Mother, I want to walk the last mile home.
Oh, Clym!
You don't know how I've dreamed of coming upon the house from the path across my beloved heath. I have something to tell you later, Mother. But right now, I take my leave of you. Christian, walk on.
What's wrong, Clem? You've had hardly a word for us since you walked home. Thomason thinks you're disappointed in us after all.
On my way over the heath, just by Mistover, I saw a vision. A maiden so rare in looks. I've been standing here in silence, trying to recall her face and fearing I'd lose it. She had black hair and pagan eyes, the raw material of divinity. She spoke only one word, but it was like the sound of soft music. Mother,
Curse this day.
Proper this time. You put your visors on. Right. Come on, get your sword, get your shield. Right. Put your mask up, put your helmet on. Come on, you've got to rehearse it as though. Right, get your sword up and go.
Here come I, St. George, the valiant man, with glittering sword and shield in hand. What mortal man would dare to stand before me with my sword in hand?
Oh, I'd be frightened.
Charlie! Here come I, the Turkish knight, coming from a Turkish land to fight. I'll fight this man with courage bold. If his blood's hot, I'll make it cold.
My blood is hot as any fire, so I must say thee nay. For with my trusty sword and shield, I'll take thy life away.
You wouldn't have passed as mum as in our time. Still, it'll have to do.
Your first outing is Monday night, Mrs. Yeobright's. She's having a bit of a party for her son Clem's homecoming.
See that your costumes are ready.
Right, off home, all of you.
Charlie? You're the Turkish knight, aren't you, Charlie?
Here come I, Turkish knight, come from a Turkish land to fight.
I'll fight this man with courage bold. If his blood's hot, I'll make it cold.
That's right. What a mind you have for remembering.
In your heart, you'd do almost anything for me, wouldn't you, Charlie?
I'll do a good deal, miss.
Let me play your part for one night. I'll pay you, half a crown. 5 shillings?
No, not money.
What then?
What you forbade me at the maypoling, miss. When you wouldn't join hands with me in the ring. If you'll let me hold your hand. 15 minutes.
5.
No, not with a glove.
Space to rhyme. We come to show St. George's play upon this Christmas time. And if you don't believe my word, I'll straightway call out, walk in. Oh, great St. George, walk in, and boldly now begin.
Here come I, St. George, the valiant man, with glittering sword and spear in hand. What mortal man would dare to stand before me with my sword in hand?
Here come I, the Turkish knight, come from the Turkish land to fight. I'll fight this man with courage bold. If his blood's hot, I'll make it cold.
My blood is hot as any fire, so I must say thee nay. With my trusty sword and shield, I'll take thy life away.
There, you're a bit too real, lad.
Begin is the second, that champion whom I dread. Where is the Saracen? He does long delay. That hero of renown, I long to show.
Wait. Was I seeing things? It is you. You're not a boy.
Thank you, sire.
I'm amazed.
Then I've played my part well.
Clem, here you are.
What? Did you see her? Who was that lovely creature?
Eustacia Vi, the captain's granddaughter from Miss Overnap.
Why wasn't she invited? Oh, come now. What's the mystery?
Now, don't force me to speak ill of her. 'Twould only whet your interest. I know all about men and forbidden fruit. Now come inside, Clem. Your visit will be so short. Come and let your old friends enjoy your company.
You're not an easy man to find, Regelman.
An odd hour to come looking.
I've thought about what you said. About the need to make Mr. Wildheath come to his senses.
Young Mr. Yeobright, enjoy your performance tonight.
And since you seem so personally interested in the outcome of this matter, I suggest that you deliver the news to Damon Wildheath.
Me?
I shall write a final letter to him, and you must deliver it on Saturday, when I promise to meet him at Shadwater Falls.
I'm foolish. But I'm not a fool. If this is all some breathless whim brought on by a brush with the dashing Mr. Yeobright, I'll not act the idiot for you. You're just as apt to change your mind when he returns to Paris.
I'm both a fool and foolish. I'm too foolish to understand your wish to see Thomasin happy in the arms of another. But I was fool enough to think you meant it.
Write the letter. I'll give it to him.
To Mr. Wildheath, the more I consider the matter, the more I am convinced that there must be an end to our acquaintance. I have decided once and for all that we must hold no further communication. Eustacia Vi.
Wilt thou, Damon, have this woman to thy wedded wife, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou love her, comfort her, honour and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto her so long as ye both shall live?
I will.
Wilt thou, Thomasin, have this man to thy wedded husband, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou obey him and serve him, love, honour, and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto him, so long as ye both shall live?
I will.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
And with all my worldly goods I thee endow.
And with all my worldly goods I thee endow.
For those whom God hath joined together, let no man put asunder.
Get rid of the carriage, quick.
Walk on.
What happened?
Susan Nunsuch stabbed Eustacia Vi.
If blood be drawn in church, it stops the bewitching.
Susan was frightened for her Johnny.
What nonsense. Bloodletting in church. Stupid superstitions.
Hey, man, Charlie.
Yes, Captain Boy.
Miss Vi, I came to solve the mystery of just who is Eustacia Vi.
You see her before you.
Yes. But is she that misty apparition who appeared in a fog on the heath? Or is she the Turkish knight who was slain at my feet? Or is she the witch who for her crimes was stabbed this morning in East Egdon Church?
All three, I fear. You have my confession.
I blush for my native Egdon, Miss Vi. That such ignorance still exists here. Is the injury serious?
It was shameful, Susan, not such.
I wasn't aware I had such a magic reputation.
I can't imagine anyone thinking you guilty of such things, bewitching as you may be.
I've been blamed for many things, even the delayed wedding of your cousin Thomason.
Is there truth in what they say about Mr. Wildeve?
I once found him amusing company, but I've sent him a letter, refusing ever to see him again, hoping that he would marry Thomason. I succeeded.
I think it was an honourable thing to do.
There are those who'd say I confessed to appear innocent in your eyes.
The only thing you are guilty of is not appearing here like this 5 years ago and saving me a journey to Paris.
Oh, it's a dream life you've led, I'm sure.